This is a list of 10 movies I think you should watch this holiday season. Sorry for the lighting, it's getting dark outside. Sorry if I stutter, I've been drinking that adult juice. Yes. Number 10 is going to be a movie that is not traditionally a holiday movie, but it is set on winter, or it has to do with a character whose power is to use ice, and that is going to be Rise of the Guardians. Rise of the Guardians came out in 2012. It's a 3D animated movie. It follows Jack Frost on his journey to figure out his past because he can't remember his past. It also follows along Guardians, who are supposed to be the representation of holidays. For example, Christmas, Easter, and things that aren't necessarily a holiday, like the Tooth Fairy. It follows a character called the Sandman. He's supposed to be in charge of your dreams and what happens in your dreams. Man, that adult juice gets you. One of the Guardians is Santa Claus, and it's not your traditional Santa Claus, like this like chubby old man getting ready to eat your cookies and go down your chimney, because that's not intrusive. If you have not been nice that year, he's gonna let you know you've been naughty. I don't know what that means. Moving on to number 9 is going to be Holiday. This movie actually came out this year in 2020, and it stars Emma Roberts with some other dude and some other people in another cast. Don't know all of the names. This movie definitely falls in a little bit more into that traditional holiday movie feeling. It follows a girl who does not believe in Christmas, or just like does not mess around with Christmas, because every time that it's Christmas or any holiday, her family is always like, why are you single? Why are you single? Why are you single? And I know a lot of you have felt that way before too in the past. Or not. I mean, if you're in a relationship, ayo, good for you. It like kind of covers all the holidays, but at the end it comes back to Christmas, so that's why I would include it in this holiday season type of movie. There's a moment where it kind of does drag out. Finish it and it's going to be worth it. Number 8 on my list is going to be The Nightmare Before Christmas, which came out in 1993. If you have not heard about this movie before, you've been living under a rock. It basically follows this skeleton who sees like the people having a kiki basically, and he's like, yo, I want to be a part of that kiki, but he's like a skeleton and the kiki revolves around Christmas, so he kind of hijacks Christmas. And that's the end of my TED Talk. And if you want a better description, watch the trailer. Nightmare Before Christmas, watch it. It's also another good movie. I'm going to stop saying what number we're on because I honestly forgot what number we're on. So next on the list is going to be Eloise at Christmas Time. This movie came out in 23. No, this movie came out in 2003. If you didn't already know, Eloise is based on a children's book, which I didn't know when this movie came out. This movie holds a special place in my heart because it's back in the old days where like ABC Family was a thing, and like you had to wait specifically for Christmas time for this movie to be put on air. And so every year I would be looking forward to the holiday season so that I could watch this movie. And this little girl, man, she gets into some troubles. Her nanny is Julia Andrews, which, you know, like, she's dope. So if that doesn't give you enough of a reason to watch it, then who are you? Oh hey, you caught me having another sip. Don't tell Santa. Next on the list is going to be Klaus. Klaus, right? Like Santa Claus? Perfect movie to watch with the family, or you can watch it by yourself, with a loved one, whatever, with a dog, a pet. It takes that journey of how Santa Claus became to be a Santa Claus thing, and it wasn't because he's like this like mystical, magical creature sort of thing. It just, in this movie, it's just like a regular old postman, and he starts giving gifts to all of these little kids. I don't want to ruin it for you, but like it really explains how this town kind of created the entity of Santa Claus and toy gift giving and all that good stuff. Just watch it. It's also really, really good. Santa Claus told you to watch it, and if you don't, then you're a naughty little boy or girl. Speaking about being naughty, the next movie on my list is going to be Holiday in Handcuffs, which came out in 2007. This movie follows a girl, woman, young lady, whatever, who is honestly a hot mess, and she's supposed to like go to her family gathering and show off her boyfriend, but her boyfriend is like, peace out, I actually don't want you. So what's the logical thing for her to do? Kidnap this other dude, and a whole bunch of other funny stuff happens. Honestly, this movie is not like a mind-blowing thing. It's a perfect movie if you want to watch while you're like cooking a meal. It's really good to like tune in every now and then like you just go back to like chopping your veggies, tune in, stir a little cocktail, tune in, you know what I mean? If anything, watch it for Mario Lopez, because that's the character who she kidnaps. And Mario Lopez, I don't care who you are, if you cannot appreciate that man's dimples, then you are lying to yourself, because that man, his dimples just, that's going to be next on the list. Is going to be Holiday in Handcuffs. Alright, next on my list is going to be a rom-com called Last Christmas. It came out in 2019. It kind of makes fun of the whole like holiday seasons, like, oh, like we're gonna go caroling, oh, we're going to go. See, this is a movie that's gonna be hard for me to talk about because I don't want to spoil it for you, but it messed me up at the end. I kind of figured out what was happening at the middle of it, but still, at the end, when I had to accept that I was right, I was like, no, because it just messes you up. It is very cheesy, but it's meant to be cheesy like that, so it's okay, you know, because they're kind of poking fun at themselves. Is this thing on? Just kidding, it's a prop. Next on the list is going to be Jingle Jangle, which actually came out this year, 2020. Honestly, to me, this movie, I think, was what Black Panther was to little boys or girls who would try to relate to a superhero, but all of them were white, so they couldn't. And here comes along the king, and all of a sudden they had a superhero to relate to. And now every little kid out there who relates to like the magic of Christmas and just relates to like singing and musicals and stuff like that, now they have a whole cast that they can relate to, and that makes me really, really happy. This movie was so magical, and it was not because it was a Christmas movie. It was just because of the cast that was casted, the talent, the voice, and on top of that, it was a Christmas movie. Watch it and tell me what you think, if you dare. Alright, I started this list with a movie that is not typically a holiday movie, but it has that winter feel vibe to it, and I want to finish this whole list on that same vibe. Trigger warning, if you have any sort of problems with the talk about suicide or the mention of suicide, please do not watch this movie or continue watching this video. The last movie on my list is going to be A Long Way Down. Okay, so this movie, it starts off like in that like New Year's Day type of vibe, and it follows the characters along past New Year's, but it starts in New Year's, which to me, it still should count as a holiday movie. Ugh, I started drooling. It follows along this group of characters that decide that they're not happy with their lives, so they're going to go to the tallest building and they're going to end their lives. And then when they see each other, they're like, wait, you can't jump, and you can't jump, and so they kind of have each other's backs. And then they kind of have this whole moment where they talk and they make this pact basically like, hey, we're not going to do it tonight, we're going to see where life takes us. And they stay in contact, and like they basically become like a second family to each other, and a whole lot of stuff happens. And I'm not going to talk more about it because I might ruin the movie. It does have to do with the talk about suicide, but it's still such a good like holiday winter time movie to watch, especially going into like New Year's. It just brings you a lot of hope, especially with how not good 2020 has been. Like there's just hope there, you know what I mean? I know times get rough, I know things get tough, and sometimes you might not see past that line, but there is a pass. You know, you just have to surround yourself with the correct group of people, and things do get better. As cliche as that sounds, they do get better, and they will get better. And I think you should watch this movie if it's not too triggering for you. And if it is, then don't watch it, because I don't want anyone to be not happy during the holiday season. Alright, well that was 10 movies that I think that you should watch this holiday season. I hope that I counted 10. I can't remember. Like I said, I've been sipping that adult juice, so happy holidays. Thank you to all 3 people who always watch my videos. You guys are the GOAT. And if I could buy you an island, I would. If that's what you want. I would not want to live in an island because I can't swim. That's my outro.